Hello everyone. Thank you all for watching the video and leaving such heartfelt comments. Wishing the whole family good health and peace. The morning light streamed into James' office, the wooden villa quiet as he reviewed reports, his mind focused, the day beginning with promise. His secretary burst in, her face pale, delivering grim news. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy, drowning in a massive debt, the air thickening with tension. James' heart sank, the papers slipping from his hands, the weight of the crisis pressing down, his empire crumbling, his breath catching. He asked her to leave, his voice steady but strained, needing solitude to process the devastating news, the room closing in, the silence deafening. The villa's warmth felt cold now, the view of the hills a mocking reminder of his success. His thoughts racing, a storm brewing within. He paced the room, the numbers swirling in his mind. A tempest of worry, his leadership tested, his hands trembling slightly. The secretary's words echoed, a haunting refrain. The debt a looming shadow, his future uncertain. The walls a prison. James sat heavily, his hands gripping the desk. The villa a fortress under siege, his resolve wavering, the weight unbearable. He stared out the window, the hill's beauty a contrast to his turmoil. His mind seeking escape, the crisis a dark cloud. Meanwhile, Diep was on the hill, joining James' workers to harvest ginger. The earthy scent grounding her, her hands busy, the morning alive. The workers chatted around her, their shovels digging deep. The ginger roots a treasure, her focus on the task, the hill a partner. The hill's breeze cooled her brow, the sun climbing higher. Her scarf a shield against the dust, her spirit light, the air fresh. She laughed with a worker, their camaraderie a comfort. The harvest a shared effort, the hill alive with activity, her heart full. Diep thought of James, unaware of his crisis, her heart full of gratitude. The ginger a symbol of their partnership, her mind at peace. The workers' rhythm was steady, the pile of ginger growing. Their labor a dance, the hill a provider, the earth yielding. She wiped her hands, the dirt a badge of honor. Her connection to the land deepening. The morning vibrant, her strength growing. The hill's beauty stretched around her, a contrast to James' turmoil. Her peace a distant echo, the sun a guide. The harvest continued, the workers' voices a chorus, her role a vital thread. The hill a sanctuary of hope. The ginger's spice lingered, a scent of success, her hands steady. The hill's slopes whispered secrets, a tale unfolding, her spirit lifted. The sun's rays danced, a blessing on her work, her heart open. The workers' smiles shone, a shared triumph, her joy pure. The breeze carried hope, a promise of more, her mind clear. Diep worked alongside the workers, her hands deftly pulling ginger from the soil. The hill's slopes a familiar terrain, her task steady. The ginger's spicy aroma filled the air. The roots heavy in her basket. Her effort a tribute to James' vision. The harvest a reward. She adjusted her scarf, the sun's warmth on her back. The workers' chatter a melody, her heart content, the morning bright. The hill stretched endlessly, its green a canvas of life, the harvest a shared triumph, her hands busy, the earth a friend. She paused to drink water, the cool liquid refreshing, her thoughts on James, a smile playing on her lips, her spirit light. The workers praised her skill, their respect clear, the ginger a bounty, their teamwork seamless, the hill a provider. Diep envisioned the market, the ginger a profit, her dreams tied to James' farm. The hill a foundation, her mind hopeful. The morning unfolded, the harvest progressing, her spirit lifted. The hill a sanctuary, the sun a guide. The workers' rhythm continued, the ginger piling high, her role vital. The air filled with purpose. In the city, Min, the young man Diep had once helped, sat in his family's home. His parents urging him to marry, their voices insistent, the pressure mounting. His mind drifted to Diep, her kindness a lingering memory, his heart set on her, his parents' words ignored, his focus elsewhere. He stared out the window, the city's chaos a blur. Diep's face a constant vision, his longing a quiet ache, the glass a barrier. His mother pressed a photo of a potential bride into his hand, her expectations clear, but Min's thoughts remained on Diep, his heart torn. He excused himself, the pressure mounting, his heart a storm. The city a cage, his escape elusive. Min's obsession grew, Diep a beacon in his mind. The hill a distant dream, his path unclear, his resolve darkening. He clutched the photo, his resolve wavering, the city's noise a distraction, his heart elsewhere, the day dragging. His father's voice called, a demand unheeded, his mind on deep, the city a prison, his love a shadow. The morning dragged on, his parents' voices fading, his thoughts on deep, a storm brewing within, his obsession afire. The photo's edges crumpled, a symbol of conflict, his hands tight. The city's hum mocked, a distant roar, his heart silent. His mother's eyes narrowed, a mother's will, his resistance firm. The window framed his longing, a view to the hill, his mind adrift. The family's pressure built, a wall around him, his escape a dream. James, after hours of grappling with the company's crisis, decided to clear his mind, driving to the hill to visit his workers, the road a lifeline. The road wound through the forest, the trucks rumble a steady beat, his thoughts a tangle of worry, the hill a refuge, the trees a shield. He arrived at the ginger fields, the sight of his workers in deep lifting his spirits, the harvest a small victory, the air fresh. He called out to Diep, his voice warm despite the weight on his shoulders, the hill's air a balm, her smile a light, the morning alive. She joined him, her hands dusted with soil, the ginger scent clinging to her, their connection a comfort, the earth a bond. James watched the workers, their shovels flashing in the sun, the ginger a lifeline, his resolve strengthening, the hill a strength. He shared a quiet moment with Diep, the hill's beauty a contrast to his turmoil, her presence a solace, the sun a witness. The workers waved, their respect clear, the harvest a shared effort, the hill a provider, the day unfolding. James knelt beside a worker inspecting the ginger, his hands steady, the task grounding him, his leadership firm, the roots a hope. He praised their work, his voice steady, the hill a reminder of his roots, his determination renewed, the soil a friend. Diep handed him a root, her eyes bright, the ginger a symbol of hope, their bond a strength, her smile warm. The sun climbed higher, the hill alive with activity, the harvest a distraction, his crisis momentarily forgotten, the air vibrant. James stood, the hill stretching around him, the workers a team, his vision still alive, the landscape a promise. He whispered to Diep, suggesting they take a break, his heart needing her, the hill a witness, the moment tender. The ginger piled high, a promise of profit, their shared effort a light, the morning a gift, the harvest a victory. The hill's silence held their hopes, a new plan forming, their partnership a beacon, the sun a guide. The workers' shovels sang, a rhythm of labor, his pride swelling. The hill's breeze carried hope, a whisper of peace, his mind easing. Diep's hands brushed his, a silent support, their bond deep. The ginger's weight grew, a harvest of strength, his resolve firm. The sun's rays blessed, a new day's promise, their spirits lifted. James and Diep left the hill, driving to a nearby cafe in the city, the truck's engine a steady hum, the road a path to clarity, the journey a respite. They settled into a cozy corner, the cafe's warm lights a contrast to the hill's open air, their minds seeking solace, the air fragrant. James ordered tea, the steam rising, his thoughts still on the company's debt, his hands restless, the cup a comfort. Diep sipped her drink, her presence a comfort, the cafe's chatter a backdrop, her support unwavering, the warmth a shield. They decided to visit a bookstore, seeking books for inspiration, their minds aligned, the crisis a shared challenge, the plan forming. At the store they found the art of thinking clearly and how to win friends and influence people. Their choices deliberate, the books a lifeline, their hope renewed. They paid, the cashier's smile a small joy, the books a promise of wisdom, their journey shifting, the day brightening. Back at the cafe they opened the books, their fingers tracing the pages, the words a guide, their focus intense, the pages a map. James read aloud, his voice steady, the lessons sinking in, his mind opening to new strategies, the tea cooling. Diep listened, her thoughts on their future, the books a bridge to solutions, her heart with James, the cafe a haven. The cafe's lamps cast a soft glow, the pages turning, their shared reading a ritual, the crisis a challenge, the light a guide. They discussed ideas, their voices low, the books a spark, their partnership a fortress, the air thoughtful. The city outside buzzed, the cafe a haven, their minds aligned, the afternoon unfolding, the noise a distant hum. The book's wisdom seeped in, a new path forming, their resolve strengthening, the debt a hurdle, their hope growing. The cafe's warmth held them, a moment of clarity, their love a guide, the future a canvas, the moment precious. The tea's aroma lingered, a scent of peace, their hands steady. The book's covers gleamed, a promise held, their minds open. The cafe's hum softened, a cocoon of thought, their bond deep. The city's edge receded, a world apart, their focus sharp. The afternoon light faded, a new wisdom dawning, their spirits high. As the afternoon faded, James and Diep returned to the villa, the books in hand, the hill's shadows lengthening, the night approaching, the air cooling. They lit a fire in the yard, the flames crackling, the wooden walls of the villa a cozy backdrop. Their evening planned, the fire a heart. Sitting close, they continued reading, the fire's glow illuminating the pages, their voices soft, the words a comfort, the night intimate. James read from How to Win Friends, his tone thoughtful, the lessons resonating, his mind on the company, the fire a companion. Diep followed with The Art of Thinking Clearly, her scarf a shield against the chill, the fire a warmth, her focus sharp, the pages a guide. The firelight danced on their faces, the books a shared journey, their partnership a strength, the night a sanctuary, the flames alive. They paused to reflect, the fire crackling, the lessons sinking in, their minds aligned, the crisis a challenge, the air still. The villa's warmth enveloped them, the fire a heart, their reading a ritual, the night a refuge, the stars emerging. The stars emerged, a canopy above, the fire's warmth a shield, their thoughts on solutions, the books a guide, the sky vast. James adjusted the logs, the flames rising, his determination renewed, the debt a puzzle to solve, his hands firm. Diep turned a page, her eyes bright, the wisdom a spark, their future a shared dream, the fire a beacon. The fire's crackle filled the silence, the hill asleep, their reading a bond, the night a haven, the flames dancing. They shared a glance, their love a steady flame, the books a path, their resolve unyielding, the air warm. The villa's walls creaked, a living witness, their partnership a fortress, the fire a light, the night deep. The night deepened, the book's lessons a light, their minds open, the crisis a test, the stars a witness. The fire's glow held them, a moment of peace, their love a strength, the future a promise, the warmth a shield. The hill's silence wrapped them, a cocoon of hope, their reading a ritual, the night a gift. The fire's embers glowed, a fading song, their hearts synced. The scarf's warmth held, a comfort deep, her smile soft. The book's pages rustled, a wisdom shared, their minds keen. The villa's wood hummed, a living heart, their bond strong. The night stars twinkled, a celestial guide, their hope firm. As they read by the fire, Min arrived at the hill, his obsession with Diep driving him, the night a cloak, his heart set, the air tense. He watched from the shadows, the firelight revealing Diep and James, his jealousy flaring, his mind a storm, his breath quick. Min's parents' words echoed, their pressure a weight, but Diep's presence consumed him, his resolve darkening, the hill a battleground. He clutched a letter, a confession of his feelings, his hands trembling, the hill a witness, his heart torn, the paper crinkling. The fire's glow taunted him, Diep's laughter with James a dagger, his obsession a fire within, the night tense, his eyes narrowed. He stepped closer, the villa a target, his plan unclear, the shadows his ally, his breath heavy, the ground soft. The fire crackled, unaware of the danger, Diep and James lost in their books, the night deceptive, the flames a shield. The hill's silence held a threat, Min's presence a storm, their peace fragile, the stars indifferent, the air charged. James sensed a rustle, his instincts sharp, the firelight flickering, his gaze scanning the darkness, the night alive, his heart quickening. Diep looked up, her heart quickening, the books forgotten, the hill's shadows a mystery, their peace threatened, her eyes wide. They stood, the fire between them, their love a shield, the danger nearing, their resolve firm, the flames a barrier. Min retreated, his letter unopened, the hill a witness, his obsession a burden, the night a prelude, his footsteps fading. The fire burned on, the books a guide, their partnership a strength, the crisis a challenge, the air heavy. The villa stood firm, a sanctuary of hope, the future uncertain, their love a light, the night a stage. The stars watched, a silent warning, the tension rising, their bond tested, the hill a battleground, the sky vast. The fire crackled, a final note, the hill holding its breath, the threat a whisper, the dawn a mystery, the silence deep. The letter's edge burned, A secret held his retreat swift. The fire's warmth mocked, a taunt to men his heart heavy. James' gaze pierced, a leader's instinct his mind alert. Diep's breath steadied, a courage rising, their love firm. The villa's walls stood, a fortress of hope, the night tense. The stars blinked, a warning clear, their path uncertain. The hill's shadows danced, a threat unseen, their resolve strong. The books lay open, a wisdom paused, their minds keen. The fire's glow lingered, a light of love, the danger near. The night stretched, a test ahead, their bond a shield.
Cuộc sống hàng ngày của chúng ta thường bao gồm các hoạt động thường nhật như ăn uống, chuẩn bị và thưởng thức bữa ăn, nghỉ ngơi, ngủ, thư giãn, giải trí, làm việc, đi làm, học tập, thực hiện các nhiệm vụ, quan hệ xã hội, giao tiếp với gia đình, bạn bè, đồng nghiệp, chăm sóc sức khỏe, tập thể dục, vệ sinh cá nhân, kiểm tra sức khỏe, giải trí, xem phim, nghe nhạc, đọc sách, chơi game, du lịch, khám phá những nơi mới, trải nghiệm văn hóa khác nhau. Cuộc sống hàng ngày cũng có thể bao gồm các thách thức và khó khăn như quản lý thời gian công việc và đối mặt căng thẳng với áp lực, xử lý các vấn đề tài chính, dành thời gian cho gia đình và bạn bè, tìm kiếm sự cân bằng giữa công việc và cuộc sống cá nhân. Tuy nhiên, cuộc sống hàng ngày cũng có thể mang lại nhiều niềm vui và hạnh phúc khi chúng ta thưởng thức những khoảnh khắc đẹp, xây dựng mối quan hệ sâu sắc, học hỏi và phát triển bản thân, tìm kiếm sự ý nghĩa và mục đích, tạo ra những kỷ niệm đẹp. Văn hóa là một tập hợp của các giá trị, niềm tin, phong tục, truyền thống và các hình thức thể hiện của một cộng đồng, một xã hội hoặc một quốc gia. Văn hóa bao gồm các khía cạnh như ngôn ngữ, cách nói, cách viết và cách giao tiếp, tôn giáo, tín ngưỡng, lễ nghi và phong tục. Phong tục là các cách ăn